Kids First. I'm your host, Ashleigh Clyde, reporting for Kids First. Joining me today is six-time Emmy Award-winning executive producer Joel Edwards, the founder of Evolve Studios. Joel has worked with some of the most iconic companies in entertainment, and today he's here to talk about his brand new sci-fi adventure film, The Lightning Code, which releases in select theaters on May 9th, 2025. Mr. Edwards, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So The Lightning Code is an incredible film. It's such a thrilling story about innovation, and especially with the rise of AI and technology, it's such a great film for this time. So really, what inspired you to tell this story, and what do you hope families take away from it?
Yeah, I think that it's really relevant. The story is very timely. And as society is struggling with AI and technology, we're struggling with climate concerns, we're struggling with the idea of institutional corporations controlling everything. We're struggling with the idea of, does anyone's individual talents and passion still matter, or is it just too big out there in the world? Or is there just too much infrastructure, too much institution? Does individual innovation still matter? We felt like this story really touched on all of those themes. And so I think that this film tackles what's old and what's new in the form of a energy crisis. And you have a young inventor who's trying to fulfill his mom's life work. He's disconnected with his mom. She disappeared. He doesn't know, is she gone? Will she come back? Kind of left the story, open for him. And yet she was a brilliant inventor and taught him so much when he was a young child. And he's trying to, out of loyalty and love for his mother and his family, kind of finish her work. And yet still being young and full of maybe too much confidence and not fully understanding, how the world works and working with others, certainly. And so it's a hero's journey of being brilliant, of having vision and passion, wanting to see change, feeling the call to be the change that you want to see in the world, and then working hard and hustling to try to see that through, and then realizing, hey, I can't do it all on my own. I'm going to need other people. I need friends. I need help. I have to trust others. It's one thing to be bold and courageous yourself, but we all know that only gets you so far. You have to connect with other people. You have to have friendship. You have to have family for that courage to double and to triple and to multiply. We felt like that world was a fun world to play in for a story and relevant. And it also helped with our budget, because we didn't because we didn't have to go back, into the Middle Ages or something like that. So it kind of checked all the boxes for us.
And I love how you described Miles's character, Miles Fletcher's character. He's the main character in this film, and he's so relatable. Like you said, he's a young inventor, really on that big mission that you described. So, what do you really think his journey will teach us, young professionals, young folks, maybe even older older folks, about perseverance? And really, how did your own experience as a self-taught filmmaker influence his character as well?
Yeah, 100%. So many good questions there. Miles is trying to wrestle with ingenuity versus industry, right? And so as we all grow up, we enter a world that is predefined. There are the big corporations, there are the government entities, there are the powers that be, right? And when there is a crisis or a critical issue, you look at those institutions and those powers that be, and you're like, well, are you going to fix this? And when they can't, I think anyone who contributes to society and cares about their life and the world that they live in is like, well, can I fix this? What could I do that could help bring change and to make this better for everyone? So that's what Miles is struggling with. Um, and I think in many ways it does relate to our own story. Being an independent filmmaker in Nashville, never working directly for or with the big studio system. You look at these $100 million films and these massive, just behemoth projects that either completely hit it off and make all the news, history books, or they completely fail and shareholders are like, well, we're going to have to sell the entire empire because we didn't make money. I think in a weird way, the independent filmmakers that were a part of this movie, Evolve, Distinction Films, Tower 33, our entire producing staff, we all felt like, how do we tell a story that certainly could be a Disney Plus or a Sony, a Fox? Like, this could have been the story very easily could have been $100 million film. We didn't have $100 million. We were like, how do we tell this story and live up to all the production value in the world that we're trying to build and make the stakes that high on screen? And so I think that in many ways there was a kind of parallel, corollary between the two, between Miles and between the filmmakers. So that was really fun to live up to. And look, I mean, I think that a lot of that goes into our mindset and our, ethos as a studio and as a company. We've built our business, and I know I've built my own career not on showing up to work saying, well, if only we had more money. I show up to work and say, okay, well, what do we have? And it is a gift to get to do this. This is a pleasure to be able to call this my profession. And so, what do I have today? What's on the table? Who's in the room? How can we rally this group to make something great and to tell a great story and to impact people?
Like you said, I mean, this this movie, the way that you're describing it is just there's no way that the budget was that low. It was absolutely incredible. You had an incredible team. And so lastly, my question for you is how do you hope audiences, especially younger audiences, will take away from watching The Lightning Code?
Ultimately, what we want our viewers to take away is like, life is hard. Life is challenging. There are some big challenges. There are some critical, scary, immovable mountains that are in front of us in life. And so that's ultimately what we're hoping for, is that we'll inspire kids to say, hey, you can make a difference if you can learn to work together with others, if you can be courageous, if you can, at the end of the day, hold intention, all the different things that life is going to throw at you, and ultimately do what's right, that you can make a difference. And I think that that is a timeless message. I think that speaks to children, it speaks to adults. So it's important stuff. And it's all kind of wrapped in a fun, adventurous, sci-fi, sci-fi wrapper. But these are very important themes. And so that's what we're hoping that audiences will take away.
Oh, absolutely. And me personally, I took away those multiple themes and messages from this film. Well, thank you so much, Joel Edwards, for joining us today and sharing the magic behind The Lightning Code.
It's my pleasure. Thank you, guys.
So this electrifying new film releases in select theaters on May 9th, 2025. I'm Ashleigh Clyde reporting for Kids First. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on another review or interview just like this one. Thanks a lot. Bye.